Hi folks, that's Stinky Woods. Yeah. Right, just a quick explanation of something that I've been speaking about recently that I think I've been a bit unfair. Well, I've already said I think I've been a bit unfair, but I've been a bit unfair in other ways as well. It all goes back to years ago when I was told that I was worthless and etc. Why would anybody want me? No, I mean, I've expressed the way that the young lady dealt with the situation. And so I think it's a case where she was trying to defend her marriage, and for that, well done. Absolutely. I mean, if I get married, would I want my wife to be defending the marriage? Yeah. I want her to communicate the situation. Definitely. But then, if that wasn't possible, then be cold towards the individual. To be cold towards the individual before trying to communicate, no. I wouldn't want to do that because I think that's bad for her. And I think that would cause her problems. So, that's why. Look, I don't know the woman. I really don't. I wasn't ever upset with her because I thought she was out of order to me. I thought she was causing problems for herself. That was why I was disappointed, because I thought she was causing problems for herself. Yeah. I'm not even going to start about the fact that the church should have taught her. Yeah. But, yeah, as I say, I can say time and time again, if anyone who knows me knows that I wouldn't try to hurt her or hurt anybody. It's not in my nature to do that, to try and hurt people. There's people that I certainly have every reason to hurt, and yet I've never tried to hurt them. I've spoken about those people a lot. I have every reason to hurt them. I'm certainly capable of doing so, more than capable, but I never have. I said earlier about the fact that God has the power to hurt and destroy. So do I. I just choose not to. So if I'm not going to do that to people who truly deserve it, why the fuck would I do it to someone who's done nothing to me? Why the heck would I try to hurt that person? Yeah? I wouldn't. Yeah. I say hopefully she understands that the church she's in is not a good one. Hopefully by that point in time a wonderful church will be in the area and she can go to that one and she can grow and develop in God. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's that situation. Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? It is difficult. I mean, for me, part of the reason why I think I got so incredibly disappointed and even slightly angry, I suppose, is because initially, and say, I was of the opinion that I wasn't worthy because I've been told for all those years that I wasn't. Now I know it's completely the opposite. I know, I ask God, who are you, who am I? I'm starting to understand who am I. And I know that, I'm worthy of so much more. As I say, God showed me the relationship I'm going to have. And so therefore, but for a while, it felt as if what I was worthy of is the woman that God said would be my wife just being cold towards me. And that basically was what I got when I was younger. And it was basically as if that was saying to me, you're still worthless. This is what you're worth, being treated like that by the woman that God says is supposed to be your wife. And so, that's the reason why I was a bit colder towards that person as a result of that. But it wasn't that person's fault because she wasn't saying that. That was the people in the past who've been saying that, but that reminded me so much of that. So it's like, But so, was that intentional on her point of view? Of course not. No. I just wanted to get that off my chest because that's what I got when I got indoors. Yeah, how to put it across is, I don't know. If I had the perfect way to put it across to be a real blessing for her, I'd do that. But I don't know how to put it across. I don't know what she needs. I honestly don't know. And it's not actually my job to know that. In the end, yeah. As I said in the one, I think it was yesterday, was it? It's my job not to sort of say, I can't trust you. It's my job to say, well, actually, even though I have reason not to, I'm going to ignore that and I'm going to hold my hand out in friendship. Yeah. Well, at some point that will happen. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to it, no. Not right now. No. I'm not looking forward to it right now because, do I think anything's going to... that we would even be friendly right now? No, I don't think she'd be friendly towards me at the moment. So therefore, yeah. And it is very much the case. I'm not going to try and do anything at all to have a friendship with this person. I'm just going to say, Father, if this is your will, then okay. Because I know in the past I was thinking, Father, if you want me to be friends with this woman, I don't think that's going to happen. But now I'm like, okay, Father, if this is your will, then okay. Yeah. I have to let it go and say, okay. Were things dealt with perfectly? No. I hope that Father is helping her to learn from that, as he's helping me to learn from it as well. Absolutely. Look, in the end, it's all about relationship with Father. It is. So if her relationship with Father can develop and can build as a result, then fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. I go back to about a week ago, and that's when God says it was about her as well as it was about you. Great. Brilliant. Yeah. Well, I mean, to a certain degree, if she can have that experience herself of having extreme training, then that'd be really good for her. Really good for her. If she can do that, she can have that experience, can't she? So that'd be so incredibly good. Do I think... I don't know. I hope she can get there. I hope she can be in a position in the future. The same as most of the people in that church. I mean, Siegfried, lovely man. What a good man. I like Siegfried. I liked his... Because he was similar to me, apart from where I will push quite hard. Because I will see that things aren't wrong. And as soon as God says, okay, say something, I will. I will. Siegfried, he's a bit more gentle than me. He will say stuff, but he understands church politics. And I think it matters more to him than it does to me. But I respect him. I like him. And there's a few other people there that I think, okay, I like. And I hope that they can get to that understanding of that it's about relationship with Father. I really do hope they can get there because, think about it in this sense. How awful is it going to be that you get to the time when the Lord comes back and then you find out at that time it was all about relationship with Father, not about relationship with Son. How incredibly stupid and how much of a failure you're going to feel. How disappointed you're going to feel in yourself. Do we want people to feel that way? No. Why? Even if it's someone you don't like, do you really want them to feel that way? No. Not really. Well, because, okay, if there's someone you don't like, and if their behaviour is as such that you don't like, what a better way to deal with that person than introduce them to Father, to a relationship with Father, so that Father can deal with whatever that thing is in them, if it's in them and not in you, because quite often it's a case where there are people that we don't like, But the issue isn't with them, it's with us. And we keep praying that God will deal with them. If the issue's with us, that ain't going to work. And that's why quite often it doesn't work, because the issue is with us. God keeps on bringing people around us that help us to be offended in a certain area, and that's because God's trying to get your attention. He's trying to say, look, this is an issue for you, not for them. Yeah, but as I say, that's the point. Even if it's someone you don't like, introduce them, help them to come to a relationship with Father, because that's the best way to defeat evil, or any sort of evil, is with his love. Let him deal with that. You can't, so let him deal with it. Yeah, that's the reality. Yeah, it is. So yeah, but that's the point. If that's the case for your enemy, how much more for your friends? How much more for your Christian brothers and sisters? How much more would you want that for them? Of course I want it for them. Yeah? Well, as I've said before, if I could have a conversation with Manuel, the leader of that church down there, just down the road from me, then I would say to him, look, when you come to that understanding, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Did you do the best you could based upon your understanding? Don't worry about whether your understanding was right or wrong. Did you do the best you could based upon your understanding at the time? If the answer is yes, then forgive yourself. Yeah? Were you intentionally trying to mislead the people? If the answer is no, let it go. Let it go. Yeah? We all do things wrong. We all fail. Yeah, what you think because you're a leader in that way that you shouldn't fail at all? If you're leading by example, you're going to be showing people how that you still fall, but this is how you get up afterwards. This is how you get back up. You fall, but you get back up. Yeah, that's what leading is about. It's not about saying I never fall. It's about saying no, I still fall, but when I fall, I get back up. Because that's the whole point. When you fall, you're supposed to get back up. You're not supposed to lay there in that. As a leader, as I say, teach people to walk. But teaching people to walk is also, as I say, teaching people to know that sometimes you're unable to walk. Sometimes you're knackered, and when you're knackered, you just have to rest. You know, sometimes you're injured, and when you're injured, you just have to sit and rest. Yeah? So as a leader, yeah, you've got to let it go. You made mistakes? Yep, we all do. We've all made mistakes. You know, for me, 27 years ago. 27 years. Yeah, around 98, I asked God to shake me, break me, make me. That was around 98. Well, I was in a YMCA, and some chap came up to me and said, I'm trying to write some songs, can you help me? Some Christian songs. So I said, okay. So I wrote about 4 songs for him. One was called Shake Me, Break Me, Make Me, that I wrote at that point in time. Now, that was always something that was on my mind. That was 98. I'm now in the situation where I think that's been going on. And I think it started with it didn't start then, it started before. The shaking started before, but the breaking started when my dogs were taken. That's when my dogs were taken, and then when I found out this woman was married. You know, two situations of major breaking happened at those times. The 2 worst fears of my life. Losing family and losing faith in God. Or losing trust in God. You know, God has put love in me for someone who's married. I mean, that was awful. Yeah, just horrendous. situation to be in. If you go and listen to the videos around those times, you'll be able to hear the pain that I was in those times, because that's when the breaking was happening. But I asked that question of God. I asked God to do that in 98. It wasn't until 2001 that the breaking started. The shaking started way beforehand. Well, some of the breaking probably started beforehand. Yeah, there's been bits of breaking happening over the years. But really, the major stuff and the making, started October. October 2001, that's when the making started. That's from a prayer way back in 98. Yeah. So, if you think you failed, how do you think I feel? Yeah? In 98. 24 years ago. 24 years ago is when I prayed that. Yeah, that's when I knew that that was something that was needed. Not just for me, but for other people as well. That's extreme moulding, I suppose. Yeah. The problem is it doesn't, I thought it happened quickly. It didn't really. Or maybe what needed to happen, it has happened quickly. It's just, to me, it's taken a long time. Because maybe it should take 1,000 years for that to happen. I don't know. I had no idea. Generally speaking, we don't live that long, so it's a bit impossible. So it seems to have taken a heck of a long time. Now, maybe because I failed so badly in those years. Maybe. Is that a possibility? Yeah. But the reality is, I didn't know then what I know now. Had I known then what I know now, I would have done things differently then. Massively. Massively. But as I say, God has said to me, around about September, I was always on the right path. I've always been on the right path. Always. Now, that's a difficult thing to hear. Especially when you see that, there were things done to you that were very difficult. And there were things that you did that were very difficult. And you've always been on the right path, even when those things happened. Yeah, because it's all of what has made you, you. Yeah. So in 98, I wasn't supposed to have what I have now. If I wasn't supposed to, and other people weren't supposed to, then yeah, let it go, because you weren't supposed to either. Yeah? That's it. Well, that's what I say. It's about getting people into relationship with Father. It's not about focusing on what you didn't do in the past. It's about the fact the opportunity is there now. It doesn't matter about the past. The past is, you can't go back. If we could go back, then it'd be understandable that people are saying, oh, but in the past, yep, we can't go back. So learn from it, move on. Yeah, I mean, I'll share again the thing that God gave me years ago. That if you drove your car the way you live your life, you'd be crashing all the time. Yeah, you've got to look forwards. Learn from the past, learn from what's there right now, but move on. Keep looking forwards. Now keep focusing on the solution. The problems are the things that are right there and in the past. Now what's ahead? Because you can't say there's problems ahead because you've not been there yet. You can only see the problems that are right here and the problems that are in the past. It's like in a car, spending all your time looking out the rear view mirror or looking through the side windows. You're going to crash. So don't live your life that way. Learn from it, move on. Focus on what's available right now. Focus on the fact that now you do have that available. Now you have that understanding. Now you have that relationship with Father available. Yeah, that's the thing. When it comes down to it, that is the thing. Yeah, I mean, to a certain degree, am I and Manuel ever going to really get along? Maybe not, because we're both, you know, quite outspoken, and I will never back down. No. If I believe I'm completely right on something, if I believe that God is telling me something, I will not back down. That's partly why I was able to stand for 8 months on something that looked impossible. I was able to stand on it because that's part of my nature. I will not back down. If I believe that God is saying this, that's it, I'm stood. He's pretty much the same. So therefore, if we're talking about different things, we are going to butt heads occasionally. But that's okay. Do I mind? No, because he is who he is, and he's doing things how he's doing things. That's cool. So am I. Am I right on everything? Nope. Is he right on everything? Nope. No. I'm sure that it's God's will for him to be right on some things by the time he reaches his destination. And that's all that matters. Really is. It's not about the journey. No. For me, I'm not going to judge him on the failures he's made in his journey. Because that's his journey to learn from. The same as I have to learn from my journey. Yeah? Yeah. I say, has he made mistakes? Have all the leaders made mistakes? Yes. Absolutely. It's the way they've been trained. It's the way the church wanted things to be done. So every member of the church has made a mistake in that way. Right? But therefore, learn from it, own it, learn from it, move on. Now, learning from it is still important because you don't want to make the same mistakes in the future. You're quite likely to if you don't learn from it. If you simply move on without learning from it, you're quite likely to make the same mistakes in the future. That isn't good. Don't do that. Right. Well, I got down to Stinky Woods now. Yeah. That's because Stinky Woods is because the sewage recycling is over there. Yeah. We'll see it a bit as we go back, actually. Yeah. But as I say, that is basically what I'd say to any leader. Any leader. In the end, okay, you've been where you've been, you made mistakes along the way, okay, what's available now for you? What do you understand now? Then walk in that. Then go in that, and don't spend all your time looking back at the mistakes you made. Learn to look forward. Learn to focus on what's ahead. Learn to focus on Father, on building a relationship with Father, because then you become his offspring. The Son of the living God. That's what you become. And that's what we should be aiming for. And helping each other to get there. All the rest doesn't matter, really. It doesn't. Yeah? Because if I'm trying to trip someone else up, well, for example, if I'm doing videos back in September, and even now, trying to trip that lady up, the one that God put on my heart, if I'm trying to trip her up, I'm only going to trip myself up. Right? If I try and help her to get there, there's more of a chance I'm going to get there because I'm going to learn things from her as well. I'm going to learn things from dealing with her. Right? That's the case. If you deal with people, you're always going to learn things from them. You're going to learn how to deal with things better by their bad ways, and you're going to learn how to deal with things better by their good ways. Right? And you're going to learn things about yourself, about how you deal with things badly when you deal with them badly. But that's okay, because you learn from it, you move on. Yeah? Oh yeah. But that's what I said. Look, help people to get there. That's one of the frustrations for me right now, is that my life isn't reflecting the fact that we have such an amazing, loving Abba Father. And because my life isn't reflecting that, I'm not able at the moment to really help people to build their own relationships with Father. And that's frustrating. But then again, I'm still trying to build my own. I'm still learning from my own. But if I'm helping other people, sod's law, it always is the case. The same that when you've been a Christian for 10 years, you go to a church and there's a brand new Christian, someone who's only just given their life to God, and they are flying. And you're learning things from them. They're teaching you stuff, and you've been a Christian 10 years. They've only just given their life to God. So if you're teaching people to have a relationship with the Father, you're going to learn so much from them. Because they're going to be good at certain things that you're not. Even with relationship with the Father, they're going to be very good at certain things that you're struggling with. And you can learn through helping them. So it's not just a case of me helping other people. I need the help. Really? Yeah. Oh my God, certainly I do. Yes. Well, that was one of the most attractive things about being joined in marriage. On the 26th of June, is that I would actually have someone that I could walk this path with. That I would have that help. Someone who could help me on this journey. Yeah. That was one of the things, and that was the reason why that stand was so huge, because it was standing on that and what would come from that. And as I said a few days afterwards, if God said to me, would you stand on that again, knowing it wouldn't happen? Yeah, I would. Absolutely and totally. Because it was a journey that mattered. It was a learning how to walk. It was a learning how to fall and get back up. It was a learning about myself. It was a doing communion for a month and learning so many incredible things. Things like, the Lord was so excited. Before he came down, he was so incredibly excited at the fact that he was going to be the lamb. He was watching people sacrifice lambs for their sins. And he knew it would very, very soon now, I'm going to be the lamb. I'm going to pay the price for every single person. And he was so incredibly excited about that. Yeah. Learning that is like, wow. And when I was learning to stand, learning that Yeshua, when he was being beaten, when he was being whipped to the point where his skin was being torn to pieces all over his body, where not just his skin, but his muscles are being torn apart by this thing gouging into his skin and into his muscles and tearing them to pieces. Then he was expected to carry a cross, or drag it more like. At that point in time, the strongest human being alive would have died way before then. So how on earth did he make it? How did he manage to get it up the hill to the point where he'd be crucified and even have conversations on the cross? How did he manage that? And God said he focused on the solution. He wasn't focusing on the problem. He was focusing on Father, and therefore whatever happened to him or around him, he didn't let that get in his way. Well, when I'm learning to do that, what an encouragement. What an encouragement that the Lord himself, that Yeshua, had to do the same to get through what he had to go through. Yeah, that was a journey. That was just a portion of the things that I learned over the 8 months. Would I go through that again? Absolutely. Yeah. What can I learn next time? Yeah. Yeah. Phenomenal, isn't it? But look, as I say, I hope that these people, that they get that. I hope that they get it. I mean, if it was my decision to make, I would decide that that woman, that her husband, that the pastor, that the people in the church and people in other churches, that they would all go through that extreme training. Because my God, what a blessing it is. If they could be blessed in that way, yes, would I wish it upon them? Yes. Yeah. And if I could, I'd help them to get through it. I would. If I could, I'd help them to get through it. I'd help them to stand. Yeah. Yeah. And then help them to start their relationship with Father, to move through Yeshua. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. That's what Yeshua said. No one comes to the Father except through me. You're supposed to go through him to the Father. That's what you're supposed to do. So if I can help people to do that as well, my God, of course I'm going to do that. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.